3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
He took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America. By some, he's been called controversial.
I'll keep my freedom, I'll keep my guns, try to keep my money and my religion too. Now, keep in mind that some of my guests have been approached by, Homeland Security or FBI saying, why are you going on the Clay Douglas show?
My message to those guys, if they're listening this morning, is go get a cup of coffee. Maybe you'll learn something.
We both took the same oath, to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I don't recall there being an expiration date on that. I'm going to keep my big BA, keep my friends the same, keep the government out of my business, and y'all can keep the change.
He is the free American, Clay Douglas.
We know what we need. We know who to blame.
Catch the Free American Hour, weekdays at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern.
I'll keep the USA and y'all can keep the change.
For the podcast and more details, visit www.freeamerican.com or catch the podcast by phone by calling 832-999-8621.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Free American Hour. I'm your host, Clay Douglas. And my guest today is VK Durham, and also known as Grandma. Hello, Grandma. How are you?
Oh, I tell you, Clay, I am in a fix. I was falsely led to believe that I was coming to West Virginia to work on a book regarding Russell's life and his life story and a movie, and I was offered $5 million by Gene Valentine. And that's for his book, for Russell's book, and for mine, and for the movie rights. And we were to work out the residuals later. Everything. They promised me the moon, carte blanche, everything.
So he could get access. Now, let me set the stage here. You have.
I don't have much time.
All right, dear. I just need to set.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
Anyway, when I got here, the whole venue of the whole situation changed. There's a morals clause in those trusts, and that morals clause is as applicable to me as it is to any of the trust officers or anybody associated with the trust. After I got here, Mr. Valentine proceeded, and his manager here, Carl Taylor, they proceeded to try to force an alternate lifestyle on me. And I did not grow up in an area where we had alternate lifestyles, that it was an acceptable thing for any social situation. The women weren't exposed to it. The men would have killed anybody that tried to expose us to it. So anyway, on the 5th of February, I personally encountered Mr. Valentine fondling a male's genitals. He was subsequently dismissed over conduct unbecoming. Since that time, he has tried to destroy the trust. He's tried to destroy me. He's tried to destroy anyone that works with me, or has tried to help me financially. They've called people and told them that they were the legal counsel they were the Virginia legal counsel for Gene Valentine, and Gene Valentine was going to sue them for slanders, et cetera, if they helped VK Durham. Well, come to find out,
where did this guy come from, Grandma? Where did this guy come from?
Hold on just a minute. That so-called attorney is nothing other than his manager.
Okay.
Of this estate. Okay. So now I've got a problem. I need financial assistance. He has told his financial, I've got to go without medicals. He promised me full medicals, that I would get medical treatment, that I would get everything, doctors, x-rays, whatever it required, whatever was necessary. And he quit paying the doctors. He quit paying the medicals. He just quit. And then he hired an attorney to handle my Social Security disability. And when I refused to accept that alternate lifestyle, he pulled the attorney off, and they used the excuse of that the retirement benefits had been in res judicata, already been determined, and that they wouldn't represent me. That was after they got all the information on the Social Security. Then they proceeded to use all the information on the Social Security against them. And I had not worked since I was disabled in February '83. Now they're trying to spread that malicious rumor that the Eckers spread. I'm not married to Russell Herman. Russell Herman assassinated JFK. Russell Herman stole those instruments. Russell Herman never had a thing to do with those instruments. Those instruments were in my family. They were in my family since 1876. If you look, those were put over there in my name by the nation of Russell Herman's name isn't on there anywhere. So now this has gone just far enough, and I can't handle any more of this. He tried to, by the withdrawing of his support, he tried to dump me on the state of Virginia on their welfare system, or West Virginia, on their welfare system. And now, the state of West Virginia is being taken unfair advantage of fraudulently by Gene Valentine and his people here at the Aspen Manor.
Well, let me ask you something.
And Gene is a registered securities exchange broker.
That's what I'm trying to determine here.
They filed perjury, and there's perjury filed into court, which has been proven to the authorities. And now there's a big investigation coming down. So I need help, guys. I'm being held hostage. This is the damnedest case of kidnapping you ever saw. It's the damnedest case of RICO you ever saw. So now, Clay, you can talk, and I don't have much time.
Well, who is Gene Valentine, and where did he come from? Is this an agent of the banksters? I know that the Bushes and the Clintons...
I'll tell you who he is. He was a representative of Lyndon LaRouche.
Okay.
And he at first came to me looking for financial underwriting for Lyndon LaRouche. And that's how they stalked me. They did stalk me. And then I discovered that Lyndon was in probable violation of the Logan Act by dealing with countries outside the United States in financial matters. And that now we have a situation that could probably be determined as un-American activity.
LaRouche has been pretty accurate about what he's been saying about the way the government's going. Is he a good guy or a bad guy, though, here? What are we going? What's happening?
I am undetermined. But I know that's how Gene Valentine stalked me, was under the false pretenses of getting underwriting for Lyndon LaRouche. That's exactly how he did it.
Where are you going now? I know the movers are there, so you're getting away. You're getting away from their control.
I'm not going to say where I'm going.
Okay, dear.
Because
that's all right.
my life is, I've already received death threats from Gene Valentine.
Of course, he sent me labels, and of course he's got his phone number on it. I just need more information. I haven't called him or I haven't talked to him yet. And
you won't be able to do it.
Okay.
They're going to tell you that B.K. Durham's a liar. She wasn't married to Russell Herman. They're going through the same thing the Eckers went through.
They're doing the same thing to. They're attacking me. They're attacking Truott. They're attacking the whole Liberty Village concept, which I've got nothing to do with. I mean, I don't own the land. I'm not putting it on there. I'm just giving people ideas, you know.
This goes, that goes, that goes.
They've done.
Hey, I gotta go.
All right,
I
dear.
gotta go.
Well, listen.
Okay.
You stay in touch with me.
Send me a recording, and I sent you an email yesterday. Take from that, okay? Read it to the people, okay?
All right, dear. I'll look that up.
Tell the people I thank them for their support since Russell passed or since he was murdered. I've never had my reputation or my name slandered and put about and disrespected as much as Gene Valentine has disrespected it.
I'm sorry you got into that kind of thing. It happens to so many of them. Eustace Mullins, I was trying to help Eustace Mullins, trying to get him out too when he died.
Well, I know. Well, that's what they're trying to do, is cause me to have... See, my blood pressure runs 220 over 120, and they're trying to force enough stress on me that I'll have a fatal heart attack. Okay? And then they can take over my trust. No, they're not taking over the trust. The trusts have been secured. Okay? Can we take this, guys, too? Okay. So everything's secure, but I do need help. Okay. So read to everybody what I sent you yesterday.
I will find that and do that, Grandma. And you keep in touch with me. And I don't, I get nervous if I can't hear from you.
You tell the people. I want everybody to know that Russell Herman estate is secure in the trust, and I'm still the executrix.
All right.
Okay? And that's how this is going down. Okay?
All right.
So okay.
I will try to keep you, I will try to keep this in front of everybody and keep you in our prayers.
Thank you, Clay. And thanks, everybody. I just love you dearly, and God, I'm trying to help you all, so just hang in there. Just hang in there. We're going to get this done. Okay?
I hope so. I hope so. Things are looking pretty bleak, aren't they, Grandma?
Yes, they are. See, Gene was trying to get, through subtle nuances, trying to get me to sign a power of attorney to him. I don't sign power of attorney to anybody. I wouldn't even sign one to Russell. So, it's not good.
Well, I'm still working on developing Liberty Villages. We've got one potential located in Arkansas. We've got one potential located in Texas. We got one potential located in Missouri. We got another one potential located in Indiana. So we are trying to get these set up. And just for you trolls out there, I'm not making a dime off of it. If somebody says...
I haven't made a dime off of these trusts.
I know
I have just... God, I can't believe what's happened. Clay, I've got to go, honey.
All right,
I've
dear.
got to go. God bless you.
God bless you.
all of you. God bless America. Let's keep her safe.
Thank you for being on my show.
Thanks. Thanks, Clay.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. That was V.K. Durham, who I know as Grandma. And let's see what we've got, if I can find out what she sent me here. Okay. Yes. The last thing she said entitled Okay. On 22/12, Gene C. Valentine gave a 30-day notice after advising of rotten food in the refrigerators had been stored in the refrigerator since 2012. Comes down hard on other residents. On March 21st, Magistrate Court Judge Snyder permitted Gene C. Valentine's spreadsheet as expenses paid by Gene C. Valentine, which reflects perjury. Perjury in the sense that of a man courting a woman, sending flowers, gifts, then charging them to the woman when she rejects his romantic gestures. Attempts to take these off his taxes later on. The items charged off on the spreadsheet to be paid for VK Durham, such as food, was repayment for food used in the kitchen at Aspen Manor. Tickets to Europe were frequent flyer credits bear an individual's name were Valentine's employees at Aspen Manor. Evidently this guy owns the Aspen Manor and has brought Grandma there with offers of assistance and help and just used that to try to get to it. Valentine charged as his expenses $578 allegedly paid to Everett and Hewitt Ophthalmic Association, when in fact Valentine's American Express credit card was declined by Everett and Hewitt Association. VK Durham paid the $578 with her visa, which was detected from VK Durham's bank account and can be proven. VK Durham has not been able to keep doctor's appointments due to Valentine's refusal to remit payments. VK Durham went without meds for her seriously degrading coronary heart disease due to Valentine's arbitrary, tyrannical, despotic refusal to pay for the meds relating to VK's refusal to 1. Eat foods handled by a self-professed drag queen who handled my foods without washing his hands or wearing gloves after he wiped his nose. After advising of rotten foods which expired on February 17th and 18th, prepared on the 22nd of February, left in the fridge until February 29th, further advising of rotten foods, fish, etc. in refrigerators which had been there since 05 and 12. Now, this was brought up to Carl Kaler Saturday evening on March 31st, and further stating, Carl, you perjured yourself and Gene Valentine when you submitted to the spreadsheet to Judge Snyder on the 21st. Carl grew angry and shouted, what the fuck, who cares? This is a Mickey Mouse court, it don't mean nothing. You can find anything, you can file anything in that court. That court can't do nothing. That court has no power. That fucking spreadsheet will not be presented for taxes for a year. What the fuck's the big deal? The big deal is this, said VK Durham. That little magistrate court is a duly constituted Title VIII Federal Rules of Civil Procedure court. That Mickey Mouse court, as you call it, has more teeth than you know. You committed perjury in Gene Valentine's name, making him as responsible as you for the perjury. Get the fuck out of this kitchen. Your ass will be out on the 21st. If it's not out on the 21st, I'll personally throw your ass out. Carl, I don't think Gene Valentine knows what you are doing in his name. Get the fuck out of this kitchen, you fucking bitch. I don't mind telling you, Grandma says. This is the most nerve-wracking, terrifying experience I've ever had in my life. Gene has not been helping me financially, as he assured me he would, since I refused two things. To eat foods handled by a self-professed drag queen and the rotten foods. VK Durham stated to Judge Snyder, Judge, I do hope you're keeping a record of this. Judge Snyder said, yes, I am keeping a record. This being the case, whoever, having knowledge of the actual commission of a felony cognizable by a court of the United States, conceals and does not, as soon as possible, make known the same to some judge or other person, civil or military authority in the United States, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. And Dr. Cipoletti referred Grandma to William Soprani. She sent him a letter, or actually Cipoletti, referred by Cipoletti to Soprano. She says, I need help. I have reason to believe premeditated prior knowledge of health conditions existence of my homicide exists. It is believed and could be proven if necessary. There's already been what appears to be conflict of interest when allowing Gene C. Valentine to influence the SSDI case and frauds involving the same. Yesterday, on February 23, 2012, a scheduled appointment with Dr. Cipoletti resulted in Cipoletti asking me why my blood pressure was remaining as high as it is. I explained the stressful and tyrannical behavior of Gene C. Valentine's and his insistence in refusing to allow me to write a refusal to eat probable contaminated foods, handled by an individual who wiped his nose with his hands, then handled my food situations, and gay issues which have ballooned out of proportion. I explained the situation which Dan and I both witnessed, being seen Gene C. Valentine fondle the genitalia of another man. Explained how Gene C. Valentine had threatened and intimidated me and with you handling this case the same day of witnessing the fondling of the male genitalia. Cipoletti remarked Gene should never expose you to that, and further explained to Dr. Cipoletti was the 10-day evacuation notice received as a result of GCV, Gene C. Valentine, communicating with my trustees at my former residence in Iowa. Dr. Cipoletti and I discussed the prior knowledge of my health conditions by Gene C. Valentine as the reason I was brought here, and arrangements made for medical treatment, legal assistance, by paying you to take the case. Based on the prior knowledge of health problems by Gene C. Valentine, the current oppressive, despotic, malevolent, tyrannical behavior by instructing his employees to give me the silent treatment, not to answer my telephone calls, not to clean this unit, wash the linens, or provide healthy foods, further by attempting to force his alternative lifestyle on me. Dr. Cipoletti is very concerned as to the deterioration of my health, further concurring there is a probability whereas by having prior knowledge of my health and heart conditions, whereas by doctor's orders I'm not supposed to lift anything heavier than my purse, no vacuuming, nada, based on what's going on with Gene C. Valentine's current tirades, constant badgering, harassment, coercion, intimidation, threats, and GCV, having prior knowledge of stress could bring a fatal heart attack. It is felt there's probable intent to cause harm and commit homicide using this prior knowledge of health conditions. And food has been left in the refrigerator over 14 days, attempting to show me who has power over me. Food, which expired on the 17th and 18th of February, was prepared and left in the refrigerator with a note, 4 plates for VK, do not touch. Verbal abuse, psychological abuse, meddling into the alleged Social Security disability case, allegedly engaged by a local attorney by Gene C. Valentine, began on the first week of February 2012 with threats, coercion, intimidation upon refusal to eat probable contaminated foods handled by a drag queen. G.C. Valentine wrote, VK, I need an explanation as why you did not disclose that both a trial and appeal has been exhausted on your SSIC case. I have copies of both. Plus, Interpol has made an inquiry. In addition, there is a suppressed warrant for your arrest for trying to get survival benefits from Russell. All right. He's responded. So, all right. I'm closing that down. We will try to keep you informed on that. You can probably find it. And I will try to do that. Let's see if we can post that. Alright, where are we here? Okay. Grandma's been under this threat since I've known her, which has been for years and years and years. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, what do we got here? We got 24 minutes left, 4 minutes left on this one. I don't know what to say about Grandma. She is one she has her trust, and we're, she's been looking at that, but everybody's trying to get a piece of it. She, nice snob, she put me off because she's moving. The movers are there, and fuck you, get off, you dumb motherfuckers. I'm tired of these guests. I'll let it stay up just for you, Ted. But the rest of you, you can all kiss my ass. All right, where are we at now? Okay. We're still letting the nice snobs out there chat. And let's see what's up. And let me address the Liberty Villages. Because I got a lot of you assholes that are trying to stop the whole Liberty Village thing. But all Liberty Village is going to be is a site that advertises the events that you're going to have. The way to survive is grow your own food and generate your own electricity. Now, I've got distribution points. I can refer you to somebody that builds teepees, low-cost structures, that builds yurts, that creates yurts, that produces these cabins. And there's tons of places out there, and like the people that I've had on the show yesterday, as a matter of fact, the intentional communities things. Again, he's only trying to do that too. He's got his own community, and I'll feature that in one of my stories. I'll feature other communities around the country in one of my stories. I'll tell people how to find you if you're doing something, if you're looking for people, if you're looking for people to work your ranch or work your farm and get back to the self-sufficient family farm and what's going on here, I'll refer you to them. I'm not trying to take a cut in. I want $25 a fucking year to take you people and tell you people and do all of the research and continue to do the shows. Yeah, I want that. And I want some money for my books. I've written books. The Mystery of Babylon is great history, accurate history about the Patriot movement. And yeah, I want some money for it, you dumb motherfuckers out there that are fucking with me because I don't have I want to sell a book. You're goddamn right I do, and I got more books to sell, and I will be taking those to the mainstream. And most of you people in the Patriot movement are trolls. You're Jewish trolls in here to screw up anything the white boys are doing and sit and point your finger at me that I'm a racist. Well, you're the racist. You are the ones out there. I'm trying to do something for the good of all people. I started doing what I'm doing because of 17 little children killed in Waco. Yeah, I'm certainly trying to do something about that. I swore I would never sit back and allow something like that to happen in America without trying to do something, without bringing attention to it, without trying to do something. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to make any money off of it. I'm trying to make you aware, and so you and your neighbors can start working together, working in your neighborhood, working together to ensure your survival in tight times. That's what I'm trying to do. That's the only reason I'm doing this radio show, and that's why I'm kicking you ignorant Jew hate mongers out of my sight. You want to put me down, you got no basis for nothing. I've never ripped anybody off. Yeah, I haven't paid people. When I was in my accident, when I woke up, everything was gone, and I owed a lot of people money. I don't know who I owed money. I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened, because I was unconscious.